without a sound, form a lines beneath the ground.
Frames, silent coils without a name. Pressure builds where lines converge, held within a constant surge. Every axis, every seam drawn into a single scheme, and not assembled, not arranged. Still the structure stands unchanged. Slow ignition, deep below. Something learns to overflow. Without a name, every motion fully known by a law not ever shown. It awakens. Low and rising through the frame, not a voice yet not the same. Plates align and tension breaks, every locked dimension wakes. Circuits drawn in living light, thread the dark with perfect sight. No command to guide the form, still it moves as if it's a war. Every part becomes the whole, every whole becomes the role. Pressure folding into sound all at once. It shakes the ground. It awakens through the weight of iron bone, through a will that stands alone. Breath that bends the inner space, sight that cuts through time and place. Every motion fully known by a law it calls its own is awakens. Silence breaks. A single force unfolding wide, no boundary left to hold inside. Not in rage, not in need, only for release to be. It awakens from the core of bound design, from the edge of shape and sign. Breath of fire without a flame, eyes that open without a name. Every motion fully known by a law not ever shown. It awakens from the depths where forms align, from the threads beneath design. Breath that tears the silent air, eyes that know and do not stare. Every motion absolute, every presence resolute is awakens, and the world begins to move. One step forward, stone remembers. Stone holding shape, breath remains without escape. Chains beneath the silent floor, echoes fade to something more. Voices once that fill the air lose their weight and disappear. Hands that moved within a roll now release what made them whole. Every name and every place drifts beyond her field of trace. rearranged.
becomes a page. Space begins to change. Lines are drawn without a sound across a cold and silent ground. Forms emerge where none were placed, guided by a shifting trace. Every mark aligns with thought, every shape reflects a law. What was fixed begins to bend toward a different kind of end. Slowly now it takes its place, thread by thread, a woven space, written into stone and air. Patterns rise from everywhere, not a word and not a plea. Still the world begins to yield. Every line becomes the key to a deeper symmetry. What was hidden now made clear as the structure drawed itself near. Breath is steady, time is thin, everything begins within. Circles form along the wall, echoing a silent call. Light appears in measured flow, red and blue begin to glow. Every sequence finds its role, binding fragments into whole. Nothing added, nothing lost, only shifting what it was. Closer now, it takes its shape. Every line cannot escape. Written into stone and air, patterns rise beyond repair. rewrites law. High above the shattered ground stands a form without a crown, unannounced yet fully known by the way the sky has turned. Deep below the royal halls, hidden lines begin to call. Gears that never came to rest turn within the buried depths. Signals drawn in ember light cross the dark in silent flight. Something shaped yet undefined moves beyond the realm of mind. Hold the gate, hold the line, feel it travel through the spine. Every breath, every sound tells of something breaking ground. Towers fall into the night, furnaces burst in searing light. Steel and stone are torn apart by a force that rewrites law. High above the shattered ground stands a form without a crown, unannounced yet fully known by the way the sky has turned. Lanterns flicker down the street, orders fade before they speak. Blades are raised yet lose their aim. Time itself forgets their name. Circles widen overhead, tracing paths the mind can't hold. Every wall and every throne feels a shift it can't control. Air grows thin, voices slow, every instinct urges go. Yet all eyes turn above where the unknown stands enough. Towers fall into the night, furnaces burst in blazing light. Engines cry and fall apart as the world forgets its form. Above the ruin, calm and still, stands the one beyond all will. Neither calling nor declared, still the world is rearranged. One step past the measured line, where all structures intertwine. Hands unmoving, voice unstirred, yet the world obeys the word. Towers fall into the night, furnaces burst in searing light. Steel and stone are torn apart by a force that rewrites law. High above the shattered ground stands a form without a crown, unannounced yet fully known by the way the sky has turned. Towers fall and crowns descend, marks the place where orders end. Through the flame and fractured sky moves a truth they can't deny. Not in fury, not in grace, still it takes its rightful place. From the silence, from the flame, rises what they cannot name. Form persists beyond intent. Motion flows.
place to be applied. Paths once drawn to lead and steer fade as something else draws near. Every input loses frame, still it moves untouched, the same, unbound by command. It moves without a need to hear, without a will to interfere. Every motion fully aligned with a deeper hidden design. Unbound by command, not controlled and not denied. Still it stands and still it strides. Every step already known by a law. It calls it soul. Silence answers every call by not answering at all. Chains are cast in thought and form, built to hold and built to norm, yet they fail before they start, where no boundary takes a part. Every rule that shapes the ground finds no edge to wrap around. What was meant to take control finds no surface, finds no hold. Every measure falls apart before it reaches where you are. Unbound by command, it moves beyond the reach of name, beyond the need to stake a claim. Every motion self-contained, never lost and never gained. Unbound by command, not in conflict, not in peace. Still it acts without release. Every step already known by a law. It calls it soul. No hand guides, no voice leads. Still it answers what it needs. Unbound by command, it moves where nothing tells it to. It follows nothing, yet it's true. Every motion absolute, every presence resolute. Unbound by command, not restrained and not set free. Still it is what it must be. Every step already known by a law beyond your own. It does not obey, it simply ash has settled on the stone, yet the silence feels unknown. Shadows linger in the air, shaped by something still not there. Every eye that faced the sky holds a trace that won't deny. Lines of red and lines of blue, etched into what once was true. Close your eyes, still it stays in the dark, in the gaze. Every heartbeat carries through, flickers painted red and blue. Every whisper, every breath learns the shape of something left. Not in fire, not in flame, still it spreads without a name. Every soul begins to trace what remains it can't erase. Marked by dread, softly spoken, passed along from the night into song. Children stare at quiet skies, searching where the memory lies. Mothers speak in lower tone of a fear they've never known. Kings remain without a word, holding what cannot be heard. Every story shifts and bends as the telling never ends. In each voice, in each breath, lives the echo of that depth. Every heartbeat echoes still what no force could ever kill. Every whisper starts to grow into something all will know. Not imposed and not confined, still it spreads from mind to mind. Every soul begins to see what it was not meant to be, marked by dread. Was real, now it shapes how they feel. Every night recalls the light, every shadow holds the sight. Every story, every name leads toward a single frame. Not a truth and not a lie, still it never passes by. Every soul begins to trace what remains it can't erase, marked by dread. Light remains even when the night is gone. High above the broken stone stood a king and stood alone. He had named what should be bound, measured truth by crown and ground. Spoke of order, spoke of right, drew his lines against the night. He believed he could see. Then he raised his eyes at last toward a shape no judgment passed. There it stood beyond his frame, without anger, without claim. He could not name what was. Crown lies quiet, flame undone. War dissolves before begun. Only stillness, only form, standing where all laws are torn. And the king at last knew this. He had never judged her, only missed. without a name. Pressure builds where lines converge, held within a constant surge. Every axis, every seam drawn into a single scheme, and not assembled, not arranged. Still the structure stands unchanged. Slow ignition deep below, something learns to overflow. It awakens from the core of bound design, from the edge of shape and sign. Breath of fire without a flame, eyes that open without a name. Every motion fully known by a law not ever shown. It awakens. Not the same. Plates align and tension breaks, every lock dimension wakes. Circuits are on in living light, thread the dark with perfect sight. No command to guide the form, still it moves as if it's a war. And every part becomes the whole, every whole becomes the role. Pressure folding into sound all at once, it shakes the ground. It awakens through the weight of iron bone, through a will that stands alone. Breath that bends the inner space, sight that cuts through time and place. Every motion fully known by a law it calls its own is awakens. Silence breaks. A single force unfolding wide, no boundary left to hold inside. Not in rage, not in need, only form released to be. It awakens from the core of bound design, from the edge of shape and sign. Breath of fire without a flame, eyes that open without a name. Every motion fully known by a law not ever shown. It awakens from the depth where forms align, from the thread beneath design. Breath that tears the silent air, eyes that know and do not stare. Every motion absolute, every presence resolute is awakens, and the world begins to move. One step forward, stone remembers.
Stone holding shape, breath remains without escape. Chains beneath the silent floor, echoes fade to something more. Voices once that fill the air lose their weight and disappear. Hands that moved within a roll now release what made them whole. Every name and every place drifts beyond her field of trace. Stillness settles, space begins to change. Lines are drawn without a sound across a cold and silent ground. Forms emerge where none were placed, guided by a shifting trace. Every mark aligns with thought, every shape reflects a law. What was fixed begins to bend toward a different kind of end. Slowly now it takes its place, thread by thread, a woven space, written into stone and air. Patterns rise from everywhere. Not a word and not a plea, still the world begins to yield. Every line becomes the key to a deeper symmetry. What was hidden now made clear as the structure drawed itself near. Breath is steady, time is thin, everything begins within. Circles form along the wall, echoing a silent call. Light appears in measured flow, red and blue begin to glow. Every sequence finds its role, binding fragments into whole. Nothing added, nothing lost, only shifting what structures intertwine, hands unmoving, voice unstirred, yet the world obeys the word. Towers fall into the night, furnaces burst in searing light, steel and stone are torn apart by a force that rewrites law. High above the shattered ground stands a form without a crown, unannounced yet fully known by the way the sky has turned. Towers fall and crowns descend, marks the place where orders end. Through the flame and fractured sky moves a truth they can't deny. Not in fury, not in grace, still it takes its rightful place. From the silence, from the flame, rises what they cannot name. Form persists beyond intent. Motion flows without consent. Signals break before they land, orders fail to reach command. Voices rise but never bind what was never shaped by mind. Every structure built to guide finds no place to be applied. Paths once drawn to lead and steer fade as something else draws near. Every input loses frame, still it moves untouched, the same, unbound by command. It moves without a need to hear, without a will to interfere. Every motion fully aligned with a deeper hidden design. Unbound by command, not controlled and not denied. Still it stands and still it rides. Every step already known by a law it calls its own. Silence answers every call by not answering at all. Chains are cast in thought and form, built to hold and built to norm, yet they fail before they start, where no boundary takes a part. Every rule that shapes the ground finds no edge to wrap around. What was meant to take control finds no surface, finds no hold. Every measure falls apart before it reaches where you are. Unbound by command, it moves beyond the reach of name, beyond the need to stake a claim. Every motion self-contained, never lost and never gained. Unbound by command, not in conflict, not in peace, still
has settled on the stone, yet the silence feels unknown. Shadows linger in the air, shaped by something still not there. Every eye that faced the sky holds a trace that won't deny. Lines of red and lines of blue, etched into what once was true. Close your eyes, still it stays in the dark, in the gaze. Every heartbeat carries through, flickers painted red and blue. Every whisper, every breath learns the shape of something left. Not in fire, not in flame, still it spreads without a name. Every soul begins to trace what remains it can't erase. Marked by dread, softly spoken, passed along from the night into song. Children stare at quiet skies, searching where the memory lies. Mothers speak in lower tone of a fear they've never known. Kings remain without a word, holding what cannot be heard. Every story shifts and bends as the telling never ends. In each voice, in each breath, lives the echo of that depth. Every heartbeat echoes still, what no force could ever kill. Every whisper starts to grow into something all will know. Not imposed and not confined, still it spreads from mind to mind. Every soul begins to see what it was not meant to be. Marked by dread, it was seen, it was real. Now it shapes how they feel. Every night recalls the light, every shadow holds the sight. Every story, every name leads toward a single frame. Not a truth and not a lie, still it never passes by. Every soul begins to trace what remains it can't erase. Marked by dread, light remains even when the night is gone. High above the broken stone stood a king and stood alone. He had named what should be bound, measured truth by crown and ground. Spoke of order, spoke of right, drew his lines against the night. He believed he could see. Then he raised his eyes at last toward a shape no judgment passed. There it stood beyond his frame, without anger, without claim. He could not name what was. Crown lies quiet flame.